What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Who What Now Gaming Podcast for consumers by consumers, where we asked a bunch of questions, but not today, because today we have got a specific topic that we're getting deep into today. We're going over Black Myth Wukong and Sparking Zero, and I could not think of a better person to bring onto the podcast today to talk about this. Please help me welcome JugensLagz. What's up, dude? How you doing?
What's up, man? Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to this. You know, I love Black Myth. You know, I love DBZ. You know, I love your podcast. So,
Hey, thank you.
I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, dude. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I was like, I don't know how I want to do this, and then it just like hit me one day, and I was like, I literally can't do this episode with anybody else. Like, I genuinely think that like you're the only person that would actually like give me the full, honest, raw review of like these two games and why I'm choosing these two specific games to have in one episode. It's too good. It's too good.
I understand why you're putting both of them in one episode too. So it makes sense to me.
Hell
Definitely.
yeah. So you know, for those who maybe, you know, joining the podcast, you know, like later, you know, maybe haven't seen previous episodes, let's spend the first, you know, beginning of this episode, just kind of as a refresher. Who are you? What are you about? What do you do?
My name is Jugens. My gamer tag is JugensLagz and streaming name. I'm a streamer. Trying to be a full-time streamer. Right now, I'm not a full-time streamer. I hope to be eventually, but I'm also a personal trainer and an artist. Those are some of my paintings. Oh, wrong hand. Those are some of my paintings right there. So I also do art, graphic design. Yeah, that's a bit about me.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I think you undersold yourself, brother. You've got one of the coolest communities. You've got one of the coolest streams. Unique. You are like the way that you present just being yourself is something that is so refreshing that you just do not get to see and experience in a lot of other streams. So honestly,
that.
like absolute kudos on there, and the just kind of barely scratching the surface that you're like an artist and like that is not doing that justice. Dude, the stuff that you have created is unbelievable. It's so good. So like, please, anyone checking this stuff out, listen to me. Okay, this dude knows what he's doing. Please go follow. Like, go check his stuff out. It truly is incredible. You're missing out if you don't.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, man. Like, I really appreciate that.
Dude, like, I mean, honestly, like, not only are you a friend, but like genuinely, I'm a fan of everything you do, man. It's good. It's genuine. And that's what I think draws people to like your creations. It's genuine stuff.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
All right, so let's get into the meat of this. We got Black Myth Wukong and we got Sparking Zero. And I'm thinking, because Black Myth Wukong came out first, I figured let's go into it first.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
So Black Myth Wukong. All right, first question I have for you is, how long did it take you to beat this game?
If I'm not mistaken, it took me like 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. But that was because I had to work. If I didn't have to work, I promise you I would have beat that game in 2 weekends, probably 3 days. Easy.
Yeah. And you streamed the whole game. Like, you didn't play any of it on your own.
No, I streamed the whole thing.
Man. See, I gave up a little bit. Not on the game, but I gave up on the trying to keep up with like streaming it, as opposed to, because I was playing it on my stream nights, and then it got to a point where I was like, I just want to keep playing this game. Like, I have to keep playing this game. And so like, sometimes if I got up like before I had to go to work or something, you know, put in like an hour, or, you know, I got home like real late, I'm not exactly tired yet, put in another hour or something. And it got to a point where like I just played, like I had my own personal profile, and then I had the profile that I was doing for stream. Yeah. And I definitely beat the game in my personal profile like way, like leagues before. Actually, I don't even know if we've finished it yet on stream, which is kind of bonkers. Yeah.
My advice would be to, when you feel that way, because I felt like that too. Like, sometimes I want to play and I really don't really care for streaming. Black Myth had me excited. So I didn't mind streaming, getting on camera, all
Yeah.
that good stuff. But there's days where I don't really feel like streaming. I'll just do no cam streams. Just play the game like I normally would. No
Yeah.
camera, barely any mic. Some of my followers would tell you like I'll talk to them in my chat instead of talk to them on the mic, and they understand. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I just want to play the game. I don't want to be interacting with anybody. So I definitely would use that. Definitely use that.
Yeah, I think going forward, I think if anything, I'll just start recording my gameplay and then just posting it on like our YouTube page or
That's
something.
good too. That's a good idea too.
Yeah. Just so that
Very
like,
good.
people can keep up and then I can kind of stick with my own cuz I'm a pretty busy person, so I don't always
Yeah.
have the time to like stream whenever I can kind of thing. I
Yeah.
have like very specific dedicated days where I'm like this is the time that I'm going to stream. Anything outside of those parameters, I don't.
I got you. I got you. It makes sense. Sometimes I have the urge, like I have my schedule too. I do my Saturdays, 10 hours,
Yeah.
but sometimes I have the urge to play video games on a weekday. You know what I'm saying? And that's one
Yeah.
reason why I like my PS5. I could just stream on it and I don't have the option for the camera. So when I'm on my PS5 and I put that in my title, the people that watch me already know it's a no cam stream and I'm just chilling and playing
Nice.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I love it. Honestly. It's a good way to continue to be able to make your content without having to force yourself to be 100% 100% all the time,
Yeah, exactly.
and
Exactly.
it's definitely something I would like to start doing. I think personally I'm just afraid of like messing it up or dedicating too much time kind of thing. But it's one of those things where I think that's more of like I have my like I wear so many hats, and I'm like
Oh
I'm always
yeah,
so
okay.
afraid that like I don't want to take too much time away from either being a spouse or a parent or
Yeah.
a an employee or just like taking care of like things around the house and stuff. It's
Yeah.
I got a lot of things that I'm doing all the time, and so it's one of those things where sometimes I genuinely just want to sit down and play a game, which is kind of honestly what I've been doing with Black Ops 6.
Yeah, I
That's
love
been
Black Ops
just
6. We got to
dude,
get up
it's
on there. We
yeah,
got to get on there. But
oh,
to
it's
to
so good.
piggyback off of what you said, like I know you're juggling a lot of hats and stuff, and just to give you a little perspective, sometimes when I sit down and I paint, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like I could be doing something so much better. I could be
Really?
being a dope brother to my sister, or a dope son to my mom. I could be doing so many other things. I could be streaming and making games. I mean, playing
Yeah.
games. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I'm done with that project, I never regret it. Like when I'm finished up painting, I never regret it. If that makes sense. So I understand you juggling a lot of things. You know what I mean? But don't ever feel like you're wasting your time when you're putting that energy towards this thing that you love. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna like kind of go off the rails here, and I know like I've been I'm a huge fan. I'm always trying to hype you up and stuff, but
Yeah.
like genuinely, I love your outlook on life and projects and free time and everything. It's sometimes I genuinely do. Like I'll sit down and I'll play a game or I'll something and I'll say when I'm done doing whatever,
Yeah.
I'll think, hey, I definitely could have been using that time more wisely or doing something else. But like that was something that I enjoyed in the moment, and now I've kind of moved on from it. And there's like a little moment of guilt, and I think a lot of like even just like with the podcast and everything, like I think a lot of gamers, like adult gamers, will feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
100%.
moments where you sit down, you play a game, and you enjoyed that moment. It was something that maybe you needed for mental health, for free time, for just trying to relax and stuff. But when that time is done, you're like, oh, I feel like I wasted that time, and I don't think just people in general give themselves enough credit to say like, hey, yes, it is a video game, but it's something you needed and it's
Yeah.
something that you enjoyed. And
Exactly.
I think whereas the rest of us kind of hide behind the guilt, I feel like you see it in such a different way that is almost it's almost inspiring to be like, oh yeah, like I'm not actually wasting my time and that there is positivity behind the things that I'm doing.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're a champ, dude. I
Thank you.
I love having you on here. I gotta say. I always feel good when every time we do stuff like this. It's good. This is go.
I
Makes
love
me
this
happy.
too. I love this too. Oh my
Um.
god! I was about to say too. I'm about to work on my business email today. I didn't even
Oh yeah.
realize like I don't really have a business email, which is kind of dumb of me. But I'm gonna work on a business email. So any business inquiries, I'm gonna have brands and all that stuff message me there.
Nice.
Starting to take things to the next level. You know what I mean? Like you said, I'm trying to make this not a waste of time.
Yeah.
The more
Yeah.
you put
100%.
towards it, like look at the setup you got. You know what I mean? Like we talked about before. Like look at what you became, and it's so funny because I just seen a reel where I should have sent it to you too on Instagram. It was this guy. He's sitting there all sad on the stream, and his father's behind him, and he's like, "Yo, I remember when you just had an Xbox. Like you don't see what is in front of you right now. Like you created all of
Right.
this." He was like, "I remember when you was just had 2 followers, and you was begging people to follow you, and you was trying to get to partner or whatever the case may be, and now look, you're here. Like smell the roses. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you playing those video games, Phoenix, is you smelling those roses of the garden that you created, and it's a beautiful garden."
Damn, dude. That's damn. That's really good. I think yeah, you're right. Because not. I mean, honestly, the room that I'm recording from right now, used to just be like an office that we didn't touch for like over a year, and then one day I was like, oh, I'm gonna do something with this, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make this room the room that I create in. And it's my family's a whole family of like artists in some way, shape, or
Yeah.
form, and I've always kind of felt like I didn't inherit that artistic I don't know, ability.
Mhm.
And then ever since starting this project, which actually this December will be the 1 year from the day that I decided this is what we're gonna do. That was,
What?
yeah. This December will be 1 year from me like sitting down and saying we're not turning back. This is
Yeah.
where we go from here. And yeah, I love it. Everything that we've done here with the podcast, with TikToks, with streaming, meeting amazing people, the guests that we've had on the show, it's incredible. And you know what? This is my art form, and I'm proud of it. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
That's what
dude.
I'm talking about.
Man, I'm just gonna change the podcast. It's not gonna be about gaming anymore. It's just gonna be all sentimental shit.
Dead ass. Dead ass.
uh,
Oh my god! But at the same
um,
time, we can do whatever the hell we want. There's no
yeah,
rules
dude.
to it. This is what I
Why
love
not?
about it.
Yeah, that's the
Shit.
cool thing about podcasts is that you can have a subject and then never actually talk about it.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing.
Waste people's time. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm weak.
yeah. Hear that, people?
Oh my god.
Waste your time listening to me. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
please do. Please do.
Um,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no, you're good. You're good.
my homie, from Pennsylvania, he saw me do the podcast with you and everything that I'm doing. So he started doing his own thing. You know what I mean? His name
Nice,
is Rose City Kid. If you guys
nice.
see this, if you guys could follow him, that would be great. You know what I mean? Like he literally just started like 2-3 days ago and had me on his podcast, and he only has 2 followers, but we had an amazing time. Like it's not about the followers, it's just about the time that we had and the things that we talked about. We talked about like relationship stuff, like what does love mean to us and stuff like that. And then we kind of went on a tangent, but there was a point where he was trying to like ask people to donate, and I thought you would think this is hilarious because he was like, if you guys would please, if you want to support any way that and I was like, I feel like there's 2 sides to me. There's a very nice side.
Yeah,
That's Juju. You know what I mean? Juju's very nice. Like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean?
right.
Then there's Jugens, yeah, I mean, like foot down. I'm like, yo, why are you asking so nicely? And
Yeah,
then he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, yo, our friends will support celebrities that don't give a fuck about them, does not support them back, will give these celebrities money, then expect something from these celebrities, then be how do I say, like they don't get what they want from them just because they gave them their money. They think that they owe them something. But when
right.
their actual friend, a real person they know in real life that could affect them immediately, starts doing something cool, they don't want to donate a little $10, a little $50, even $100. Like, why not? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So with that being said, put your foot down a little bit. Ask for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you've seen me recently, and I know it takes some time because the first year I was doing this, I was really hesitant. I call it begging for money online. I don't care. I don't care. I was really hesitant to beg for money online. You know what I mean? I felt
Yeah.
like I was like with a little bottle, like, you know, change. Like, no, it's not like that, bro. These celebrities that are rich do it.
Yeah.
You're broke and you need this and you have a problem doing it. No, tell your friends, yo, I need your support.
Right.
Send me $10, $20, $100, whatever you can. Like, support me, because when I grow, I'm gonna help you out with whatever you're doing, or I'm gonna support you in whatever you're doing. You got to really put your foot down. If not, people will not donate to you.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I think I'm still I personally I think I'm still behind. I like there's like every so often I'll get like I call them like tips and stuff cuz like
Yeah.
I always tell people like uh anything that's ever given to the stream I will immensely be grateful.
Yes.
At the
Exactly.
same time, like I have a really good job, like I'm doing pretty good and stuff, and so it's like there's definitely people who are much worse off than I am, and so like I don't personally like I don't want to be like I don't want this thing to, like I would love to do like a charity stream.
Yeah.
So like when I say that I want to do a charity stream, I don't want people to get confused when they send me like donations. Like I don't want it to like feel like a charity to me thing kind of
Yeah.
whatever. So I call them like tips and stuff, and I'm like, hey, any tips would be awesome. But then like when it finally does happen, I'm like, stop doing that. For some reason, in my head, I'm just like, don't send me money. You don't have to. Like it's
Oh
okay.
my
And like
God.
and they're so kind and generous and stuff. And they'll be like, no, 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 you deserve this. Here, do this or whatever. And so
Exactly.
like I've been too afraid to like, or not really afraid, but like it's more of like a comfort thing where I'm like, all right, any money that I've made from stream, I just put back into stream,
Exactly.
and I'm like, I see it more now as like it's a business thing. Like, hey,
Yeah.
if you
It
want to
is.
invest in what I'm doing, I'm promising you that I will use that money not to like go and eat like a fancy ass meal or go buy some like shag rug or something. Like I'm gonna put it back into the stream. I'll get upgrade. I got equipment that could definitely get upgraded. Right now I'm rocking
Exactly.
the PS5 into my laptop. Like we got a lot to upgrade,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
it's one of those things where I'm like, hey, eventually we'll get there, and any little bit is always helpful. But
Exactly.
you don't like I want people to know that like I guess the bottom line is anything that you feel like you want to send to the stream, immensely grateful. But I want people
Gotta
to know
stay
that you
grateful.
do not have to.
Don't
You
have
know what I
to at
mean?
all.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where it's like like never I don't want anybody to ever feel like it's an obligation to pay me.
Yeah.
You know what I
100%.
mean? It's like I'm doing this for fun, and I'm doing this for like your entertainment and stuff and my entertainment.
Yeah.
And if you want to invest in everything, awesome. It's super 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 helpful.
I'm
But I
glad.
will never be like, I can't stream today because you didn't send me fifty
Oh,
dollars. You
hell
know what I
no.
mean? Like, yeah, yeah. I'd be like,
Oh,
because I've been scrolling like TikToks and stuff, and people are like, oh, hey, thank you so much for this, but I'm so close to being able to pay my rent and stuff, and you're like, no, I get that, but also like it doesn't. You're not doing anything. You're
yeah.
just purely looking into the
Yeah,
camera
exactly.
and just
Exactly.
saying like, give me money, and I'm like,
Exactly.
there doesn't feel like a trade off. Like, if I'm paying like a streaming service, it's because I'm paying you to provide shows, movies, like streams, like
Exactly.
live events and stuff. And like there is a trade off. And then like like I said, you scroll on TikTok and someone's just standing there like, I don't know how I'm gonna feed my family this week, so
Please
money,
don't.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you're like,
So I'm
no.
glad that you said that point that you said. You said that you're a bit more well off than most people. And that's a very important point. Some people don't have it
Yeah,
like that. You know what I mean? Some
100%.
people, like even me when I started, all the equipment that I have now came over time. When I started, my desk was literally something I found outside. The chair
Yep.
I had, I found outside. Everything but my computer, I found on the street, and I brought it into my home, cleaned it up, and that was my setup. Eventually, I needed to get more upgrades and things like that. And like I said, I was too nervous to ask for money. So I saved up my money and kept buying things. But
Yep.
now I'm spending even more money on video games when that was counterproductive to what I wanted to do.
Right.
I wanted to make video games an income stream for me. So, like
Yeah.
you said, it's a business. And every time you have a business, you have to have a call to action. You can't just be doing things and expect people to come to you. That's prideful. You
Right.
have to call to action and tell people, hey, this is what I do. If you like it and you want more of it, come through and you can support this by doing this.
Oh,
So now
1,000%. Yeah.
I think it was this year that I made the decision. As long as I'm streaming, I'm never buying a video game with my own money. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I'm never buying a video game with my own money. I put it in my Discord. I say, hey, if you want to support me, if you want to donate here. Once I raise that money, I go buy that game because games are hitting $80 now, $70,
Dude,
$80 now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it'd be like 4 games in a quarter that I want. That's too much. And on top of that, I got bills. I'm not balling like that. You know what I'm saying? So being able to have that support system, I think is great. And you have to be grateful. Anybody that supports me and takes care of me, I'm very grateful. Funny story, 2 days ago, how I got Black Ops. So I put up on my Discord that I want Black Ops. Yep. Nobody was donating or anything like that. And that's fine. You know what I mean? Like I don't expect anybody to do it. I just give them the option. But 2 days ago was also my birthday, right?
Yep.
So I put up on, then this is what I mean. Like if you don't open your mouth, you're not going to get it. It's just not going to happen. So I put on my Instagram, I put Black Ops and I said, yo, I would really love to have this game because all my homies, everybody got it. Even people that said they weren't getting Call of Duty.
No, like straight up, I bought this one. Yeah, that wasn't even like hey guys, you want to see me play this? I was just like, I'm getting this regardless. I don't care. Like yeah,
it's a good. So I posted on my Instagram, and then my homie, he laughed at it. You know, a lot of my friends, I'm not gonna lie, they laugh at me when I ask for donations. I don't care.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it.
I don't.
Yeah, your Discord's pretty nuts, bro.
I do not care. I do not care. Let me tell you something. They'd rather be me. So laugh all you want.
Hell yeah.
100%. You can buy your games with your dime. I'll buy it without my dime. You laugh. Like that's a good trade-off for me. At least I'm entertaining you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So my homie on Instagram laughed at the post. Like he laughed at me. And I'm a good sport. I laugh at myself. You can laugh at me. I don't give a damn. So he didn't know it was my birthday though. So I was like, bro, you're not even going to say happy birthday? And he was like, oh shit, it's your birthday? I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, my bad. Like, now he feels bad about laughing at me.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was like, I'll buy the game for you.
And you're like, thanks, dude. That's what I was talking about. That's a birthday wish right there.
You know what I'm saying?
I accept your happy birthday. Thank you.
Yep. Literally. And he got it for me. He wanted to play with me yesterday. We didn't get a chance, but we're gonna play today.
Nice.
But you got to be willing to laugh at yourself, but also you got to take yourself seriously at the same time. Like this is not a joke. This is a lot of money. There's a lot of money on this equipment. A lot of electricity is being consumed. Internet got to be paid. Things break down. You got to buy something new. I can't deal with that with just a regular job. On top of that, paying rent and all that good stuff. So until I can do this full time, this is what I got. This is what you got to do.
Yeah, dude, 100%. I mean, it's definitely like a goal that I believe you and I very strongly share. I would much rather do this than go to my weekly job. But at the same time, like at the same time, I have to like I have very like realistic like what do you call them? Like the goals have to be met for me to be for me to even consider these things. And like, there's a certain amount that I would have to bring in a month for me to justify leaving the job that like I have, because like I said, like, I'm a lot more well off than a lot of people. So like, I have a good job, it's one of those things where it's not that I hate my job. I would just prefer to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I love my job. You know, I'm a personal
Yeah.
trainer. I love my job. But there's sometimes I'm at my job and I'm thinking about being here doing this
Oh, I do that shit all the time.
all the time, bro. All the freaking time.
As soon as I
Especially when
clock
I
in,
get
I'm
like a
like, bah.
notification from you or like one of my homies,
Yeah.
and now I look like Squidward looking out the window, and SpongeBob and Patrick's having fun. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Yo, yeah, fucking tell me about it, dude. I'll be like, because I work at night and stuff, and so like sometimes I'll get a notification for your stream at like midnight, and I'm like, bruh, I'm over here, I'm over here running machines and stuff, and you're over here playing video games, and I'm like, man, I would rather be
Every
doing that,
everything around you's gray. It's like
dude.
a
It's the
dystopia.
worst.
It's like a dystopian world, and it's all colorful and
Dude,
bright. Over.
yeah, sucks. They're like, oh, grass is greener on the other side. And I'm like, yeah, but the grass is greener like right there, and I could just be right there. But no, I'm over here. You know?
It's fucking raining in there.
Yeah. There's just some guy in the background just punching me in the head all the time for no reason. It sucks.
Sparks are flying. I'm fucking weak. That's hilarious, bro.
It's like, that looks fun, doesn't it? And I'm like, uh-huh. And he's like, not for you. I'm like, okay.
Yo, that's fucking hilarious,
Dude,
bro.
it's nuts.
Oh my god.
All right, bro. We got to talk about Black Myth Wukong.
All right, I'm ready.
So as far as streaming the game, all right, it's definitely known to be, or it has been, I guess, circulating as a Souls-like game. Okay. What are your thoughts on, is it actually a Souls-like game, or do you think it has been put in its own category at this point?
I think that it's Souls-like meets Devil May Cry hack and slash.
Ooh,
I think that's the element that makes it a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Just by how fast paced it is, there's barely a way to defend yourself. Oh, my camera. No.
Yeah, dude, I definitely agree. It is one of those cool, like, the game does not give you a chance to kind of like take a breath.
Yeah.
One of the things I learned very, very early on in the game is that like basically you're just jumping from boss fight to boss fight, and there's just things in the middle.
Exactly.
And it's not like, you know, like a Souls game where it's, okay, here we hit this big boss, and now I'm going to go run around for 20, 30 minutes before I find another boss. No, sometimes it's like 5 minutes later. Like, you just round the corner, it's like, bam, next boss fight. And you're like, what the hell?
Even bigger. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. and I think what makes this game beautiful is that there are certain, I guess, like parameters that you almost have to meet or do to make certain boss fights more manageable.
Yeah. 100%.
Like those charms. It doesn't tell you where and when to find the charms. Like, just purely out of exploration, you come across these things.
Exactly.
It opens up the story, and it's beautiful. But like, yeah, honestly, you can go through the whole game without ever using any of the charms.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard as shit, but you can do it.
Yeah, I remember. I didn't know I could upgrade my the flask, like the gourd that he drinks. I didn't know that until like the 6th, 7th boss. Like, remember when I was typing in your Twitch chat, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I've been playing this with just 4 because you start off with 4. I never upgraded it, and I beat the yellow beard dude with just 4 flasks, and most people were fighting him with way more. And I kept grinding it out. Then I found out I could have upgraded it to 8 and crunched that boss battle into an hour, maybe 30 minutes instead of 2-3 hours. It took so freaking long, and then most people don't know that you can upgrade your armor, which the game doesn't tell you.
It does not tell you.
It does not tell you that. So you find this I forgot exactly what you have to do. It's like a little chain of events. Eventually all the little shops are in one place, and then you find the tiger guy.
Yeah, it's only after you complete the Turtle Island. And it transports you over to like that next area.
Yeah.
And you have to go talk to, I forget his name, but he's basically just like this old dragon looking fella. Yep. And he basically tells you to go find the dog person that you've been basically getting your some like your medicines from,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you got to go talk to him, and then he's going to craft this like little pearl thing, and then you got to go bring it back to the
Back to
dragon
him.
dude.
Yep.
And then I love that scene because he takes it and he's like, thank you. And then he just throws it over his shoulder. Like, I didn't actually need this, but here you go. And then he gives you the parchment paper of the painted world. And that's what
Yeah.
brings all of the mythical creatures back into like the painting. And
Yep.
and now you have this nice, perfect central hub. And it's also where you get to meet one of the, I think honestly, one of my favorite characters just in the game, which is that big ass tiger guy with the like full anime sword.
Yeah, the Zabuza sword. He looked
Yeah. Oh my
dope.
god, I think it's
Yeah,
awesome.
he looked dope. I smoked him. Like I cooked him. I was so late in the game.
Immediately?
Yeah, immediately. I was so late in the game.
Oh, okay, because you were late in the game. Okay.
I was so late in the game. I think I was almost at the last boss. I think I was at the last boss until I found out you could upgrade your armor.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I was at the broken shell. The broken shell. I was like, what the heck?
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. Like some people think I rushed the game. I really didn't. Like I was looking for everything. I was collecting all the armors. I was doing secret stuff. I was doing everything. That's why most of the bosses were easy for me because I had so much stuff already and so much abilities, all that good stuff, everything.
Yeah, no, I remember I was watching your stream and I was talking about because I was like currently playing the game and I was like, man, I'm working on this like this side boss. You gotta take down this like he's basically like behind this sandstorm that's blocking a wall.
The
Right, he's got like
dude.
the boar dude. He's got like two like electric maces and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, man, I've been working on this dude for like 2 days. I'm on my like third hour today, just trying to fight this guy. I'm trying to go through all this stuff. And you're like, all right, where's he at? And I was like, so I tell you, dude, I finish my like I get defeated again. I turn around. I'm like, all right, hold up. And I like watch you. And I'm like, I'm gonna get some strategy. And it was like, bam, 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 bam. And you're like, all right, next. And I was like, motherfucker, what the. I'm like over here, like day 3 on this damn boss. Like,
bam, 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 bam. Next,
I was like, well, shit. All right,
I guess am weak. One thing I really love about the game, and I know you agree, is like the artwork, the scenery.
Oh my god,
Elden Ring
beautiful.
did the same thing. When you play Elden Ring and you ride on a horse, you're like, wow, this is a beautiful game. Like this, like just looking at things, you're like, whoa. Same thing with Black Myth, just the little details that they put in it. But to accompany that, the anime scenes, like the cut scenes that they did, never skip those. Never skip those. And I'm the type of person, I skip dialogue all the time. I skip. I listened to all of Black Myth Wukong dialogue. I just sat there and listened to it because it was just so good. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, they were almost basically like music videos between each chapter.
Yeah.
Were incredible because each chapter is a new art style.
Yep.
And it tells basically I'm trying to remember. I think it tells the complete story as you finish the chapter.
Yeah, I think so.
Or into the next one, something like that. But like there was 2 like music video things that like actually like it was so because it made me feel feelings that I didn't think I was gonna feel that day.
Yeah.
That was
what you mean.
The Snow Fox one.
Yeah.
Damn near broke me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And learning the true story behind your like boar Buddha companion.
That shit was sad. That was sad.
Yeah, it was super sad, bro.
Another one that hit me was the one where the sea creature came out the sea.
Oh, Greed.
Yeah. That one, I was like, yo, this is amazing. This is crazy.
Dude, it was so good. And so like, good. I loved how each one of them told its own story that it was not only was it a connected to the chapter that you just absolutely explored and blasted through and enjoyed so much, but it told its own tale at the same time. And it was beautiful. So rich. It was amazing.
So do you know about the original story about Journey to the West?
I've seen the movie, but I've heard there's like an original book, and I have not gone into that yet.
So the original book was made in like like centuries ago.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So back in the day, people thought that Journey to the West was like religious. No, it's
Oh,
literally like
really?
a yeah, it's like a folklore. Like it's literally a story.
Yeah, I always thought it
And
was more of like a story to tell you about
yeah,
like morality kind of thing.
exactly. And the first movie was like really bad. Like you already
Oh
know
yeah, no, it was terrible.
it's just so bad. The makeup, all that stuff, really bad. But the movies that came out on Netflix, most people don't know about those, but there's a couple Journey to the West movies on Netflix, which you
Mm-hmm.
should definitely check out. It
Yep.
really gives you clarity on like who he is and what's going on. Because most people think he's a good guy. He's actually not a good guy. He's actually a really bad person.
Yeah, he's more of like I guess if you were to like put it in like superhero terms, he's like an anti-hero.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he's not a
Exactly.
villain, but he is kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
So it's he
Yeah.
kind of just like he runs his own story the way that he wants to run it, and
Literally.
that's how like he doesn't care. Like the gods can't stop him. I mean, technically, I guess they did,
Yeah.
but like he'll fight mortals, he'll fight gods. It doesn't
Yep.
matter. He just wants to live his life the way he wants to live it.
In the story in the game, they just made him kind of like angry because of what the gods did to his people, right? Like the
Yeah.
monkey people. You know what I'm saying? But in the actual story, what happened was, he started getting all these powers. Like, and he's supposed to be a regular monkey. So these guys,
Right.
these gods are like, yo, who's this guy? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? So he's like, I want to be a god. So they bring him to the place where the gods live, but they make
Mm-hmm.
him a stable boy. So they make him like take care of like the horses and stuff like that. And that pissed him off. And that's what started his reign. He just started destroying everything because he's like, "Oh, you want to make me a stable boy? I'll show you a
Right.
stable boy." And that's literally what starts the whole story. But his powers are so out of this world that you really have to shrink him down to make it palatable, especially for a video game.
Yeah.
Because in the first movie, he could jump around the earth one time in one jump.
Yeah. He also had a his staff, I feel like, was severely underplayed in the game.
Yeah.
Because the staff, the magic behind the staff was that it could grow and shrink depending on forced perspective. So if you like, leaned the staff directly into someone's perspective, and you know how like obviously perspective works, the farther things in the back look smaller, things in the front, look bigger. So then he could do that, and then it would just stay in place, and then he could run across it. So like in mere seconds, it would become like stories tall.
Exactly.
Purely because of like just dipping between forced perspective.
Exactly. And when it comes to like his clones, they'll make you do like 7 clones, but in the story, he makes a clone for every piece of hair on his body.
Yeah,
so
he was like pulling some Naruto shit.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that out because Naruto as well as Dragon Ball Z took from Journey to the West.
I knew Dragon Ball Z. I did not know that was a Naruto thing.
Yeah. The cloning,
I mean, I guess it makes sense actually.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
There's also like I need you to watch an anime for me.
I'm in.
I've never really recommended you an anime, but I need you to watch this anime. It's called God of High School. God of High School. That anime is gonna give you everything you want in Wukong, Dragon Ball Z, and Naruto. I basically call it Naruto. Yeah, Naruto and Dragon Ball Z's baby. That's literally what it is.
Damn.
The main character, he's like a descendant of Wukong, but
okay.
It's about a school where they're not. It's not I don't even know why they call it a school. It's literally just they get in there and they just start fighting, and they start revealing that people borrow powers from gods, and that's all I'm gonna give to you. I need you to watch it. Let me know what you think. It's a good thing for that Wukong itch that you probably have right now.
Yeah, dude, I'm in. And the itch is real because that one actually brings me up to another point that I wanted to kind of like transition into.
Yeah,
which is the bosses of Black Myth Wukong. Okay, number one, there's like 2 parts to this like I guess subject here.
Yeah,
and that's number one. Did you fight every boss in the game?
I'm pretty sure I did. I didn't beat every boss yet. I still have one more boss to beat, but I fought every boss.
So did you go the alternate ending, the secret ending of the game?
What I don't know
Yeah,
what the
dude.
secret. I don't know
So
what the secret is.
I went down this rabbit hole because I was
Okay,
like,
tell
I'm
me about
in,
it.
and I made sure to do it, and it was it, bro. It is so worth it.
Okay.
So each chapter, each realm
Yeah.
has a secret area.
Yeah.
And so you go through those like secret areas. Typically, they're always like you beat a boss, they open up some kind of like painting or something, and you kind of like portal your way to like the next like
Yeah.
place. In there, if you beat all of those like secret realms, in chapter 3, I think,
Yeah.
there is a like Buddha temple thing that you can come across that is just a room that just has blank walls all over the place.
Yeah.
If you beat every one of those paintings, each one of those paintings will appear on the walls around. When
Yeah.
you complete all of those paintings, one painting will appear in the center of the far back wall of that room, and that will bring you back to the boss fight that you started the game with, and you have to fight that dude again.
Okay.
And that fight is bonkers. It was so difficult, but what makes it awesome
Yeah.
is it's got like 4 parts to it, and when you beat like the main story like campaign, and you finish that, the story that is told in like the like music video kind of thing at the
Yeah.
very end, you play that in the secret ending.
Oh, that's
It's
fire.
it is so good. Like you no longer are Monkey King. You're like you're like, I don't know, 50,000 feet tall, fist fighting actual gods. It's
What?
sick. It
I
is
ain't do
so
that. That's
good.
crazy.
So good, dude.
All right. All right. I need to do that. Thank you for letting me
Oh,
know.
100%. You
Um,
absolutely have. I would almost say that, like, I don't know why they didn't make that the actual ending.
okay,
I
gotcha.
honestly feel like the secret ending was better than the real ending itself, because
That
the
makes
real ending
sense.
was more sentimental.
Yeah.
Because you remember, like, you go in there, you have to fight the shell, and then you get the, it's multiple parts and
Yeah.
everything, and like you learn that, the character that you're playing is not the Monkey King.
Yeah.
You're basically like you're stepping up to the task of the what once
Yeah.
was, and now you've inherited the powers, you've inherited the title, but you are not him, and the game makes it very clear you are not the Monkey King.
You know what I really liked about that ending?
Mm.
They basically made it like this isn't the ending, this is the beginning. Like
Yeah,
you were basically playing the tutorial of what we really
yeah,
gonna
dude.
hit you with, because there's a DLC coming out.
Yeah.
There's definitely a DLC coming out, and I feel like they're gonna take the training wheels off and go crazy.
Oh, I'm hoping so, honestly. And I'll tell you what, I'm hoping so for one aspect.
Yeah.
When you beat the game, did you go into New Game Plus?
No, not yet. I didn't beat Erlang
Okay.
yet. That's why. Erlang.
Okay. Bruh. New Game Plus. Yeah. And only for one reason. Okay.
What?
Think of any game you've ever played, New Game Plus. What happens? You start a new game and it's hard as shit.
Yeah.
Okay, New Game Plus, Black Myth Wukong, it starts you off from the very beginning as if you are a level 0 with no equipment. But you are going into the game completely fresh, fully equipped God mode. So like it took me like I don't know, like I don't know, 30, 40, 50 hours to like fully like beat the game and
Yeah.
everything. And then I did New Game Plus, and in one sitting, 3-hour sitting, I made it to the end of chapter 3.
Wow.
And still doing like all the side stuff, because you enter at the same level you were.
Yeah.
And you're still getting the same amount of XP. And so you're still, you still have all those, spots that you can upgrade and stuff, but you also get like a new ability, and then you just go nuts. And
Wow.
it's almost like when you first start playing New Game Plus, you're like, this is actually awesome, because like my reward for beating this game is now I can feel like a god and just
I
rampage through this
love
game.
that. I love
Yeah,
that.
until I got to like chapter 3, and then I was like, man, I'm just rampaging through this game. Like what makes Black Myth Wukong so amazing and fun and draws you in is that it's just difficult enough for you to like it's not beatable. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you can definitely do it. You can accomplish every fight,
exactly.
but it's challenging. You have to learn the moves. You have to, go in equipped, ready to go. You have to have your slots like filled out and stuff. When you do New Game Plus and you're going through the first first 3 chapters, it doesn't matter. Like 4 or 5, solid, like beefed up hits. Like the
Yep.
boss is done. Like
Yeah.
they don't even have a chance.
Yeah.
So there's no strategy anymore.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like I remember
I have a question for you
the
though, if you don't
yeah.
mind me asking. Who do you think was the most difficult boss?
The most difficult boss for sure for me was honestly the actual final boss.
You know what's crazy? At first, I felt like it was the yellow sand dude because he was annoying. You barely had anything.
Yellow
He kept
Sand dude.
in the desert. He had the staff is
Oh,
like
with the he was like
with the
100
head.
feet
He had
tall.
the
He had the
head.
big ass
Yeah,
head and
yeah.
everything. Oh
I
yeah,
hate.
I liked
He
him.
was he
That was
was
easy.
killing me. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've seen it on stream, but it took me like 30 tries to beat him. It was bad. But when I got to the last boss, the shell, that humbled
yeah,
me. It was like, yeah, you think he's a hard boss?
bro. Yeah, dude. That final boss, like the shell, like it makes the rest of the game look like a tutorial. Like the
Yeah,
game's like, hey, you've had this long to figure it out. Now we're just gonna beat the shit out of you for like no
literally.
reason.
And I love how they give you stages in the boss battle.
Yeah,
And after like 2 stages, if you leave, you come back, he's still on that stage. It's like
yeah.
they know it's so hard, they're not gonna make you start from the beginning again.
Well, and the
That'd be
thing is, like,
ridiculous.
you have to once you beat his first stage, which is relatively not that difficult. Going into his second form, he's got this real asshole move where he takes all of your like super awesome god abilities away,
Hmm.
and then if you don't time it right and you like drink from your gourd to heal yourself,
Oh yeah,
he
it's a
just
wrap.
pauses you like that, and then he
Yep.
takes the drink from you, and you're like,
Yep.
sick, dude, thanks. It's like at the games at this point, it's like, hey, you made it this far. Now we're just gonna keep hitting you with a stick, and then like as soon
Yep.
as you're done with it, I'm just gonna punch you. Like
There's
it's
also an animation. If you get it at the right time, he'll grab the stick and start slamming
yeah,
you with your own stick.
dude, he,
But
he mocks you the whole time.
if you know how to play the game, he's easier than expected. Because I remember I got to the point where I fought him so much, bro. I knew all his moves, like every single move,
Oh
the
yeah,
timing. That's the only way to beat him. You're not beating
yeah.
him out of luck.
Oh,
You need
you
to
have
memorize.
to memorize it.
It's a dance. It's a tango
Yeah,
between
100%.
at least a 10-minute tango.
Yeah,
No
dude.
mistakes. So the one move that kept getting me was when he made the staff go really high and he would sit on the staff. Then he made like the clones come out and they would throw golden staffs at you.
Yeah,
I would try to dodge that, but you could deflect all of that. You could just sit there
it
and deflect all of it.
it
I was
took me
like,
so long to figure that out.
yo, that's crazy. I was losing health for no reason, bro.
Yup. That move, and when he called on the flying Nimbus and then would just like show up, and if you didn't dodge it just right, or
It
you
was a
didn't
wrap.
get that timing right, like if you like you just messed up on your timing just like slightly, he just picks you up and thrashes you around. You're like, great, well there's like a quarter of my health, and now I
Yeah.
got to find the right timing to like get that back.
Yep. What I love is the ring of fire. Oh
Yeah.
my god. That was my baby in that. What? And then I upgraded my clones enough so that they could do the ring of fire too. So I just had to.
Oh damn, I didn't
You got,
even think about
yeah,
that.
you got to do that. You upload
Yeah.
the clones. I think the last upgrade of the clones is that the clones can do any ability
Yeah.
that you have, any of them. So that's ring
Well,
of fire. You name it.
yeah, new game when you beat the game, New Game Plus, the clones get another ability, and then you can unlock that, and that one is Uh, that one is what makes New Game Plus a joke. It's disgusting.
Now you got to tell me what it is.
All right,
Yeah.
so you basically there is a point where you call out all your clones and they'll rush at the enemy and they'll just start thwacking away and stuff, and you stand in the back and you charge your staff to like full, and as soon as you release your
Oh, and
heaviest
they
attack,
all release
they
it.
all release behind you, and then you all warp right up to the enemy, and all of you all at one time,
Wow.
all of you will do maximum hit damage. So like, dude,
That's
you
crazy.
take out like 90% of their health immediately.
Yo, you making me want to play the game again, bro.
It was good,
Yo,
dude. It was
that's
so good.
amazing. So
So
good,
good.
bro. And the thing about it is like that's a game. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of games nowadays are money grab, cash
Yep.
grabs, nonsense. That's like I was immersed in a world for
Absolutely.
days. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I felt good about it. I was learning a lot. And I didn't have to worry about other people. And that's one thing about gaming that I'll never let go. Single player games will always have a position in the
Yes.
gaming world because
Yes.
sometimes you don't need all that online nonsense and prices of things in your face. Sometimes you just want to press continue or new game and just go crazy.
1000%, dude. And that was what honestly I think what kept bringing me back, is I didn't have to, like, the challenge was purely set for me and my pace. I was describing this to somebody the other day. It is an extremely linear game that has the feel of an open world game.
Yeah, 100%.
And they do it so well. Like
100%.
you feel like you're in an open world, you can go anywhere, but it's purely just a well-designed game. It's so good. Except for the last chapter. That one legitimately is like, get on your flying nimbus and go figure shit out. Yeah.
But you're still kind of confined a little bit, but it's still fun. It's still fun. But I think that there's a game I just started playing, believe it or not, has a lot of connections to like Dragon Ball Z, Black Myth Wukong. And you don't realize it until you start playing it. You're like, yo, what the hell? But Sonic Frontiers.
Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
Okay.
At first, when that game first dropped, it was dookie. Everybody was like, yo, it's not good, da-da-da.
Yeah.
I got it late. I just got it for my birthday. So it's updated. It was so cute because on your birthday, it does birthday themed. So the day I got the game, Sonic had a birthday hat on. Everything is birthday themed. So it's awesome. They even play Happy Birthday in the background. But a lot of Sonic's abilities, you go Super Sonic, Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? Sonic doesn't clone himself, but he has an ability where if you go to like your like sparking mode, kind of, and you punch, instead of you just punching, you'll see like 7 Sonics punching at the same time. So you could kind of clone yourself like Black Myth Wukong. It's dope as fuck. I'm like, yo, this is my game. And the crazy thing is, our last podcast, you asked me like what started me with games and stuff. And to be honest with you, I didn't remember, but it came back to me. My first game that I ever like played that like changed my life and made me want to play games was Sonic games. My cousin had one and he was just running. There was a big whale behind him and it was like eating the bridge and he was just running. I was like, yo, this is amazing. Loved Sonic till then. So when I popped in that new game and I'm 29 years old, almost like 2 decades later, and I'm playing this game, it felt like such nostalgia and I felt so happy. And I'm like, yo, I'm literally where I want to be in life right now. You know what I'm saying? Like this is beautiful. But definitely got to check out that game too. There's a lot of references to Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that.
I definitely will, because I think the last actual like Sonic game that I played was the one where he like was cursed with like some like werewolf like form or something.
Yeah. I think it was Sonic
pretty
Unleashed.
Good. Yeah. I like that one. That was pretty good.
I liked it. I like the design of the werewolf thing too.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool game. It was a cool concept. I enjoyed like, being able to, you still had the what makes Sonic great, but it also kind of added the the ability factor, which was kind of cool. So
when you sit back and think about it, Sonic is Goku because he could turn Super Sonic. Shadow is Vegeta. You know what I mean? Like he's strong.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just like Vegeta.
Yeah.
Tails kind of acts like a mixture of like Bulma and Krillin.
See, I was gonna say Tails is definitely Krillin.
Definitely Krillin, but Tails invents things and like brings
That's
things
true.
in, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like a
Yeah.
mixture of those. And you know, like Amy's kind of like Chi Chi. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of similar things to it. And you got 7 Dragon Balls, you got 7 Emeralds,
Oh, damn.
right?
Emeralds and power rings and shit. Damn.
Right,
Oh, man. Yeah,
right,
you're right. You're right. Damn.
bruh.
Wait, is Sonic just an alternate universe of
Of Dragon Ball Z, literally,
Man, I can't
literally.
wait till oh man, I can't wait till Sonic Super Saiyan 2. That's just
Yo,
gonna be
for real.
nuts.
I mean, I ain't gonna give you no spoilers.
I mean, I've played some Smash Bros, so waiting for that next one to come out
Yeah, I'm
when
telling you, Sonic Frontiers definitely takes Sonic to the next level. And playing it, you're like, yo, like Sonic. Back in the day, you ran and you ran super fast, right?
yeah.
Sonic Frontiers is showing you like, yo, this is how this guy would really be. Like he runs, he fights, he's at this end of the map, he's at that end of the map. He can basically like almost break through dimensions by how fast he's going. But the main thing is that it's hard to control when he's moving that fast.
Ooh,
You know
you
what I'm
know what?
saying? Like he
I
doesn't
would
have that much
love
control.
Yeah, I would love to see a game where they make like a Sonic like where Sonic just becomes so uh powerful, like he's just getting faster, like each time, like they talk about, as he grows, as he gets stronger, whatever, he
Yeah.
gets faster and faster and faster. I would love to see a game where they take Sonic and he runs so fast that he breaks the dimensional wall and like goes to
Mm.
like other other dimensions where like maybe Shadow won the battle when he originally like
Yeah.
met up with
That'd be
Sonic,
dope.
or like alternate realities and stuff,
Yeah.
and he's kind of just like reality hop until he gets back to his own kind of thing, and like
Yep.
Eggman or Robotnik,
Hmm.
it shows up and he's like, oh, this is a world where like Robotnik actually, he won, and
Yeah.
Sonic isn't in this world because this, that, and the other thing or whatever,
Yep. I
that'd be
think they
nuts.
kind of did something like that. I'm not
Oh,
100%
really?
sure because there's a Trunks in there too. There's another Dragon Ball Z reference. But Sonic, damn, my camera, give me 1 second. Sonic, one of the hedgehogs comes from the future to
Oh,
warn
okay.
them about the white one, Silver. I think that's his
Yeah.
name, Silver. Yeah, to warn them about like, impending doom and all that good stuff. And there's another Sonic game where he breaks through like realities and meets the other versions of Sonic, like the Sega
Oh,
version of
really?
him, yeah, and the classic version.
Damn, I'm missing
Um,
out.
I think what's crazy? I think that's the latest game. It's called Sonic Generations, and it has Shadow in it. So it shows all
Oh,
3 different
really?
Sonics and Shadow. That's the brand new one for PS5 right now. I was just at GameStop and I was like, "Yo, there's another Sonic game already."
Yeah, dude, I
Crazy.
gotta check that out. Because
Got
I
to,
like what
got
they've
to,
been doing with Sonic. It's
got
been
to.
pretty good.
But
Um, But I mean, that feels like a good, since we're already talking about Dragon Ball. So with Black Myth Wukong, final thoughts and final, like, what would you rate this game as a streamer, as a content creator? Do you recommend this game, and what's your rating? And let's make it out of, I don't know, 10.
I feel like I'm a very generous person, so I want to say 10. 100% want to say 10.
10?
I want to, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it like a solid 8.5, if not 9. That
Yep.
1 point that I'm taking off is because of, how do I say, and I think you might agree with me a little bit.
Probably. Because I gave it a 9.
It's like remember when you said that last chapter is more like an open world?
Yeah.
I don't like when they fake open world. If you're gonna give me open
Yeah.
world, give me open world. Don't give me a little open world and have like fake, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm a hamster
Yeah,
in a wheel. You know
I
what I'm
fully
saying?
agree. I fully
And
agree. Actually, chapter 5 was my least favorite.
yeah,
Not the story. I loved the story, but chapter five's like setting is actually my least favorite, because it felt, when you gave me the Nimbus and I
yeah,
was able to go wherever I wanted to
yeah,
go. Because of how the game chapters 1 through 4 have been,
yeah,
immediately I had no idea what to do or where to go, because
yeah,
you've already established a precedent as to,
exactly.
like, as long as you move forward, we will progress. And when you hit chapter 5, it's like, hey, there's actually a lot of stuff that you could be doing here, and if you don't do it
You don't
either
move
like
forward.
in a specific order, or go to certain areas, like, you'll discover shit that doesn't actually it's not going to make sense until you do other things. Like I discovered the staff before I figured out how to beat the giant cricket thing.
Yeah. I went in the cave too. I saw the big staff. I was like, yo, I'm here. Nothing was happening.
Oh my God, dude. I was running around. I was like, give me the damn staff.
Give
like,
me the
look at this thing,
right
you know?
I knew you had to do something with the cricket, but you know what we call that? That's called honey dicking. They were honey dicking us. You know what I mean? They gave us.
I don't know what. Fucking rewind. What? For the rest of us who don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bring it on back.
It's exactly what it sounds like. Honey dicking is when you're making something seem good, but it's really just dicking. You think it's honey, but it's dicking. So they gave us this area.
All right.
They gave us this area. Like, you can fly around. I'm thinking I could fly back to chapter 1 with this.
Oh, dude,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you can fly back to chapter 1. I'm in there. Like, I'm flying over the little dudes, whatever. That kind of hit me. Then I was like, they're really honey dicking us because you couldn't even fly that far. And then when you got to the ground, a lot of the ground was empty. Like, there wasn't a lot of monsters
it really was.
on the ground. If it was filled with more monsters, just like little guys, then I'd be like, all right, I accept this. But I don't know, man. It was a lot of I don't know. It felt like a cheap amusement park.
Yeah, I remember landing at one point and I ended up fighting this big ass wood hippo thing, and then I was like, oh, this is nice, and I fought it, beat it, and everything. It took me 3 tries maybe, and then I was like, done. Like, this is awesome. And then I got on my Nimbus and I flew away maybe, I don't know, 50 feet or whatever. And I found another one, and I was like, oh, this is just a thing down here. This wasn't a boss. This is just a thing I found.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I think between chapter 5 being open world, but being it was the same thing I had an issue with Spider-Man 2. They made the world, the map way bigger, which was awesome. But they made it bigger so that your traversal felt more efficient. But when you landed in places, it was there's nothing going on.
Oh.
So when I was flying around on the Nimbus, it was oh, this is sick. But then when you would have to specifically find the areas that you needed to go to. Yeah. My only other big issue with the game was more of a mechanical thing, and it's probably not something that they could have foreseen or fixed, or maybe they will fix it at some point or whatever. But there was a lot of moments where if you were to say, you were to jump back and then, do your Ring of Fire or, try to call out your clones or whatever. If you just got hit by any percentage of damage, it would completely negate that ability. Yeah. And then it's not like you would cancel the attack and it's okay, now I can do it again. It would just block it out as if you'd already used it. So now I've lost that mana, and I've lost that slot. Yeah. And I haven't produced anything. Then I'm trying to figure that out, and then the enemy will come over with some crazy combo, and I'll just get stun locked. And
I think they did that I can't do anything about it. I think they did that on purpose to add a level of difficulty.
It definitely made it a lot harder. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it seems 8.5, 9 out of 10. And I think that's a damn good rating, because this was a damn good game.
You would have got a 10. Stop the honey dicking.
It's the one that I've never heard this before. It's
you're gonna hear a lot of sayings from me.
That goes with the. I'm about to eventually I'm just gonna have clips that's just gonna hold montage. It's gonna be honey dicking, wash your ass. It's the best, dude. It's my favorite.
Fucking week. You gotta hit your girl with that one of these days. Yo, you honey dicking me?
She's what? Yeah, she's gonna look at me. What the fuck are you talking about? I'd be listen, I didn't know either. But watch the podcast. You'll figure it out. All right. Jeez. Yeah.
That's hilarious, bro.
I mean, I think it's time to get this conversation to go Super Saiyan and talk ourselves into some Sparking Zero, because this game knocked my fucking socks off.
Yes.
This game has been probably some of the most fun I have had just fucking around in a game in a long time.
You
This
even have
was
fun when you lose in that game. That's how
yeah,
fun that game.
dude.
Even when you lose, you're like, yo, that was dope. Like,
Dude, and
oh my god.
it is like it reminds me of like and I've talked about this before on
Yeah.
the podcast and stuff, like when I like the first like Sonic, like my first Sonic experience, and you're just ripping through maps and you're just
Yeah.
like you're having split seconds to make decisions, and it's you play Sparking Zero, and it's all over again. The
Yep.
amount of like you get the speed that you would have watched from the anime. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is
Literally.
it
Literally.
is
I love that.
aggressively
I
fast.
love it.
It's
There's
so
sometimes
good.
some of my supporters will watch me play and they're like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And they literally said like they don't know what's going on until it says win or lose. And I think that's
Dude,
hilarious
it's
to have
it's
the
so
perspective of
fast.
somebody that doesn't know what's going on. Like even us, we know what's going on and it's still like really freaking fast. Like I felt like an
Yeah.
old man the first time playing it. I was like, I can't keep up.
Dude.
I was like,
Yeah. I 100%, like my first thought was there's a fight in Dragon Ball Super
yeah.
when they all band together, they give their energy to Goku, and he goes, Super Saiyan God for the first time.
Yeah.
And Whis is sitting there on the boat, and he's like, "Hey, everyone, check this out!" Like he's got this like big projection from his staff, and he's like, "Just watch the fight." But Vegeta refuses to look at the staff and is just looking directly up at the sky, and no one else can see the fight and how fast it's going except for like Vegeta and Piccolo, who
Yeah.
like have the ability to like track their like movements and stuff.
Exactly.
And so I'm playing this game, and like I've been playing it enough where I'm like I'm like anticipating moves, I'm countering, I'm blocking, I'm doing that like that sparking dodge and everything. And like and we're moving super fast, and then like my kid is like watching me play this, and she's like, it's everything's just going all over the damn place. It's like it's flashing. At one point she was like, I just can't do that. She just walks away. And I was like, this is how like I feel like how everyone else feels when like the Saiyans fight,
Dead
because
ass.
like they do that anime thing where it's just they
Dead
point up to the
ass.
sky and you just see the little
Literally
kind of
just
things. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I've been playing this game enough where like the split second decisions in my head, I'm able to like track these things, and it's making the fights so much more fun.
Not only is it a dope ass game, but some people got to understand the history. A lot of us guys and girls out there played Dragon Ball Z games when we were younger.
Yeah.
Some of our favorite. There's been numerous amount of Dragon Ball Z games.
Oh,
Everybody will tell you
like 15 of them or something.
Tenkaichi, Budokai Tenkaichi is probably always somebody's favorite. Like that's like
yeah,
most people's favorites. Other people got Raging Blast, whatever. Budokai Tenkaichi, that was most people's favorites because that's when you could finally fly around in a big arena, play split screen. There was like 400 characters on there. People think 180 is a lot. There was like 400 on there. It was freaking crazy. But with this game, we waited 17 years. It was 17 years till another game came out. So when that announced, every guy that played Tenkaichi back in the day was like, yo, it's a new Tenkaichi? What? And then when we seen the gameplay, we were like, what? It was a must. It was not even a conversation. Everybody was like, yep, I got to have my bread ready. And what hurt me, Phoenix, bro, my homies and everybody got that shit on the Monday.
Yeah.
That shit was supposed to come out Friday. It did come out Friday. I wasn't one of those people that got the day one. I didn't get the code. I didn't get none of that bullshit. So when I said, I was sitting there sad, watching these people play, like hating, straight hating. I don't care, hating.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm lucky. Like I got one of those jobs where like I only have to work Monday through Thursday. So like I woke up, dropped my kids off, and was just like, Sparking Zero. I'm like, we're doing this.
I went straight to GameStop.
Yeah, I had to set a timer on my phone so that I didn't like miss like pickup. I was like, dude, we're doing this. We're going in. Like
we're doing this. So nostalgic. When you open it up, the way the game looks, just like we said about Wukong, it's a spectacle. Not only does it look good, but the way they present like the powers and the abilities looks amazing. Like literally the sparking, the way it sparks, the way the powers explode, the way the smoke Sometimes it's black, sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's green. Just those little details when you fight in and you hit a building, the building collapses, which is something that
Yeah.
happened in Budokai. But in this one, you could only like break a piece sometimes, and you guys
Yeah.
could literally be in that building still fighting. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Like
and you can like depending on how long a fight will go, you can destroy
the whole
an
thing,
entire map,
the
the
whole
whole
thing,
map. Yeah.
the whole thing.
And I think
Amazing.
that's what I love so much when you get to like the like you play on the Tournament of Power map, or
Yeah,
like if you're playing the like actual like campaign and stuff.
yeah,
Like the way that the map looks feels like it did when you
yeah,
watch the anime.
yeah,
You're like, this is it.
yeah.
It's not like, you just finished the and also the how like during your fight,
The
depending on how
crowd
much
leave.
damage you've taken, like your clothes will
Oh
rip.
yeah, yeah, the
Dude,
damage. I
you'll get
love that.
like bruised up and
Yep,
dirty and
I
stuff,
love
and like
that.
your shit gets all
That's
scratched
a
and
that's
stuff,
a
and like,
must in anime games now.
oh
If you
my
ain't got
god,
that in
yeah,
your
dude,
anime game, you ain't it ain't
so
selling.
good. It's
In the
so good.
tournaments, a lot of people think that if you do an ability, it makes the crowd run away. But it's if your ability is gonna hit the crowd,
Yeah.
then they run away, which is an amazing detail. If it's not gonna hit the crowd, they stay there. But if it's gonna hit them, they run away. It's so dope.
Yep. Something else
So
I've
freaking
also
dope.
I've learned, which has been really really cool, and I was against the idea in the beginning, and now I understand, and it makes it so much better. So they have a bunch of characters to choose from, but a lot of those characters are the same character, but like, so you'll have like Goku from this part of the
Yeah,
anime, and then
yeah,
you have like Goku from every transformation
yeah,
all the way up to like Ultra Instinct,
yeah,
and which is awesome. But each one of those is basically their own character, which is
yeah,
cool. And I was kind of thinking like, all right, so when you get into these fights, like, nobody's ever going to pick like base, Goku, if you have the option to go like Super Saiyan Blue or whatever. Or you can, like, if you're really into the transformations, you can grab like Goku and then kind of like,
yeah,
transform as you go throughout the fight and stuff. But what I didn't realize until later is that not only can you build your team the way that you want to and then do a fusion, but if you say you choose like Gogeta, right? Your Gogeta will start the fight at a base
yep.
like
3 health
three,
bars.
three
Yeah, three,
health
4 health
bars
bars.
and whatever. But if you go into the game with a Goku and then hit like Super Saiyan, a couple of times or whatever, and then you fuse, you'll end up with the same character, but you'll have like 5 or 6 health bars,
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, the game rewards you for doing it the right way.
exactly,
And so
exactly.
like there's times where you can go up against somebody like you play online and you got somebody who's got like Gogeta or whatever, they got some like OP crazy like
Yeah,
Super Saiyan 4 like team or whatever, and then you set yours up with Goku, Vegeta, and you get like you just set your team up the
yep,
right way, you will be rewarded for it, and
exactly.
it feels so good.
I love the battle points. The battle point system that they did was so smart. Like
Yeah.
you could pick
So you
a
can't
strong
go
character
complete
if you
OP.
want, but that's all. That's all you're gonna get. Or you can pick a bunch of lower tier characters. Like for example, my rank team is Oob because he's
Yep.
4 points. I do base Goku Super. I think he's OP for a base
Yeah.
person. Then I do Kid Gohan, who's 4 points and can go to Super Saiyan 2. Then I
Yeah,
have
dude.
Videl. So I have 4 people on my team. Usually that's a lot of people. If somebody picks Gogeta, you have to beat 4 people with my
Yeah.
skill level. Like you better not be at half your health after killing one of my people. You're done.
Yep.
Yep.
Dude, it's like, I think even like the campaign almost like kind of shows you that as like an example, because there's one point which we're gonna get into the whole like there's Sparking Zero is the name of the game, but it
Yeah.
also has sparking what do they call it, it's like alternate timelines. It's
Yeah.
like a
The
sparking
the the
timeline or
what
something.
ifs.
Yeah, what ifs, right? So there's a what if where you go in as just, I think it's, I'm trying to remember. It's been a little bit since I played the that specific fight,
Yeah.
but I think you're either Goku or you're Vegeta, but you have to fight the entire Ginyu Force in one fight.
Yeah.
And so it's just one after another, and but you only have your health.
Yeah.
So you're doing 5 fights.
Yeah. And
Back
the
to
last
back
one's
to back. So you have to like,
they
dude, you
get
have to
harder
wreck
too.
house.
You
Yeah,
gotta go crazy.
It's horror. It's
It's
dude, it's
hard.
horrible, dude.
When
It's like,
when people first got the game, they were talking about the grade 8 fight. Everybody was like grade 8, grade 8. And I get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I popped the game in, my homies were watching. They were like, oh, let's see Juju beat the grade 8. Oh my God, he's gonna be here. You should have seen their faces, bro. Because I almost beat it in one try.
yeah.
Because I thought about it. Like, why would I put my hands on this big monkey? I'm gonna run away and do Kamea Blast as much as I can. And that's what I was doing. I got him to red like this small, and then he beat me. But after that, the Great Saiyan fight is not as hard as some of these other fight, like the Ginyu fight.
Dude.
Ridiculous. But it gets really hard when you get to Super. Like when you have to fight like when you're what is his name? Why am I forgetting his name? Damn. The dude that Goku fought in the Tournament of Power.
Jiren or
him? When you're Jiren, you're Jiren and you gotta fight all the Super Saiyan Blues, but after that,
bro, I know.
When you're freaking Goku Black and you have to fight Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Super Saiyan fucking Trunks in the same health bar.
Yeah, dude.
And they do not play with your ass. Then when you beat them, you gotta fight Vegito. Super Saiyan 4. I don't care what anybody say, he's the hardest fight. He's the hardest fight because the what if is to beat him quickly, right?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking doing that.
Dude, those are the hardest fights.
I'm not fucking doing that.
when it's like, hey, the only way you're gonna get this like side thing is to beat him quickly, but it doesn't say like how quickly.
I think you gotta leave him. You gotta have a certain amount of health yourself.
Oh, really? I thought. I've been trying to measure it. Like I know, like I would play the fights so many times, like I would know when certain dialogues are happening.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I have to have this dude beaten before like I don't know, Piccolo says this. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to do it.
And so I'm like, it's like one of those things where I was like, I got to a point where one game. I was trying to get the alternate ending with Jiren.
Yeah.
And so I know that like as I'm going through and you're fighting, once Piccolo says that's what you don't understand is that Goku doesn't fight for himself. He fights knowing that he only got here because everyone else helped him get here.
Yeah.
I know that when he's done saying that, doesn't matter how long the rest of the fight goes, I've missed my opportunity. So I'll hit the timer. I'll hit that timer and I'll be like, okay, here we go. And then I was like, boom, stop the timer as soon as he finishes saying that. That gives me a total of, oddly enough, exactly 5 minutes to beat the entire Jiren fight. And so it got to the point where as soon as like Piccolo would start talking, I'm like, fuck, restart.
Start over.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not even gonna, because then you got to sit through the whole like ending cutscene and everything, and you can't skip that shit. So I'm just like, boom, retry. You know?
Did you buy everything in the shop yet?
Yeah. No. So not everything. I bought all the characters, and I'm almost all through almost all the capsules.
When you get the dragon, the golden dragon,
yeah,
not wasted on the million zenny. I wasted it on there. That's the worst thing you could buy. Get from the Dragon Balls. A way to get a bunch of zenny, and I don't think they're gonna patch it because they really don't care. If you fight Goku Super Saiyan 1 versus Frieza 100% on Namek, destroy Namek.
Right.
Do that fight over and over. Literally, they're supposed to give you a costume for beating it, but they'll give you the zenny price of the costume instead. And that costume
because when you win a reward or whatever, but you already have it, it transfers it to zenny. Yeah,
exactly. So you get 300,000. But the reason why you want to do that fight over and over is because you start that fight in sparking mode. So if you know what you're doing, you can whoop Frieza's ass in less than 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Infinite comboing him in his back. Pause. That sounded crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's I definitely went and because it was more of like realizing that the math wasn't mathing when I got the first set of Dragon Balls. I wasted it on the million zenny. But I did that thing where I was looking at it and it was like, hey, I can get 2 characters, but I can only pick one. Or I could go to the shop and buy both of them and still have
Exactly.
750,000 zenny to do stuff with. So I was like,
I think
oh,
the characters
are a waste.
I think the characters are a waste too, because you can unlock them all through the episodes.
Yeah. It was like, yeah. Weirdly enough, I'm actually kind of excited to go through the one. There is one, I guess, portion of the entire like Dragon Ball anime that I have never watched.
Yeah.
And that's GT. I've heard a lot of mixed feelings on it. Like a lot of people say it's not canon, don't worry about it. A lot of people say like it's trash, but like I also know that that's where like Super Saiyan 4 comes from. I know that's where you get like baby Vegeta and stuff. Like it's like I know that that's where like you get some of the most like epic like transformations and stuff. But so like right now, now that my oldest daughter is like showing interest in like you know animes and you know enjoying like video games and stuff, now I'm like, oh, this is my opportunity to like go back and like have a reason to like watch these now.
I definitely would recommend it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and I get why, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I think it's great. It's not perfect, but it introduces a lot of things like you said, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you know what I'm saying? Like really dope things. So
yeah,
definitely check it out. Check it out, please. It's my favorite Dragon Ball series, in my opinion.
Nice. I'm definitely, it's definitely going to be you know, looked at. We're right now just to kind of for like the introduction for my oldest daughter, we're working our way through Super. So we just got past the episode where Beerus pretends to fall asleep so that he doesn't have to destroy Earth.
Yeah.
And then they disappear. And I think literally the last episode we watched was the like one of the filler episodes where like Vegeta's basically trying to convince Whis to like train him by like bringing him to all like the different restaurants and like, you know, food related whatever and stuff. But yeah, and she's loving it. I'm loving going back through it and stuff, but it makes me more confident that like when we start GT, like she'll be in, you know, she'll be zoned in. So
you're winning at life right now, bro. I
love it.
I can't wait till I have children and able to watch anime with them all over again. And it's like you're experiencing life again through new eyes. I think that's amazing.
You know what's something weirdly frustrating that I didn't think I'd actually ever get frustrated with? Teaching my child how to play a video game. And hear me out, okay? I get it. We're going to sound real rough on this one, okay? But hear me out. I give her the controller, and I'm thinking, back when I started playing games, like we all had to figure this stuff out. It's the same when you start a brand new game, you're like, all right, let's check out the controls and stuff. I forget that she doesn't have a base motor skill from like playing video games.
Yeah.
So like holding a controller is very weird for her.
Exactly.
And she's like 7. So like her hands don't, it's a big controller in, you know, for small body. Yeah. So I'm like, when we like we'll mess around and like play, you know, some game, like some fighting game that it doesn't matter win or lose. I mean, it does for me. Like I'm not you're 7. Come on, I've been doing this for years. You're not gonna win. All right. No. I'll let you think you're gonna win, and then I'm gonna trash you. You know. But you know, she'd be like, "Oh, Dad, can I win this one?" I'm like, "No." So there's like but there's like moments where I'm like, you know, the coordination between like, you know, the joystick that moves your character and then the joystick that controls your camera. Yeah. And so like she'll just run in a direction and then she'll just be staring at the ground. And then I'm like, you gotta move the end. Like it's learning that like new form of patience. Yeah. But in my mind, I'm just like, do it. Like,
how don't you get this? I don't even understand.
Just play the damn game. Like,
you literally gave her a mini spaceship with all these buttons.
Yeah.
I don't you understand.
She's like,
I'm weak.
It's like, one day I'm gonna be as good as you. I'm like, not at this rate. Get your shit together. Like, I thought I raced you better than this. What is this?
Nah. She's gonna be better than you eventually. Watch. You're gonna be surprised. You're like, yo, what the hell?
I'm like, listen, if our ancestors had video games right now, they'd be weeping. Get your shit together.
Oh my god. Freaking hilarious, bro. That's hilarious.
Dude, it's so good.
One thing I wanted to say about Sparking Zero that I feel like was annoying by critics. And I feel like some of these critics, and I understand, you got anime critics and you got game critics, and they're together, and it's making it even more annoying because everybody's like, "Oh, it's not balanced."
What are you talking about?
Like, you making all the coochies in the 5-mile radius dry, saying shit like that. Who gives a fuck about balance? It's Dragon Ball Z. The anime is not balanced. Everything, like, what are you saying right now? Like, can we just have fun? This is why we have games that just want a bunch of money out of our pockets.
Right.
It's a game. It's okay. Let's just make it a spectacle, make it flash in our face, make us get that dopamine rush, and then move on. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, there's definitely points where I think, like, it would be like a you know, when you're playing the game with like your buddy or something, and someone picks Yamcha, and you're over here like, you know, Super Saiyan 4, and Yamcha just absolutely wrecks you. You're like, not a chance. There's not a universe where this happened. You know what I mean? Like, you're like Yamcha dies in the worst way, and you're like, brother, come on. Like, someone sneezes in your direction wrong, and he
you're
dies.
Dead.
It's like, come on.
That's the balance that they talk about. That's balance. Like, Yamcha shouldn't be able to destroy Gogeta. Yamcha should be able to fight like Hercule in every fight. You know what I mean? It's against these super strong people. But then it's like, it's not. Everybody wants an Evo. Everybody wants a competitive game where you can win trophies and stuff like that. It's like, that's what's kind of ruining games a little bit. It's a little too competitive, you know?
And that's what I think people have to remember is that, like the balancing thing doesn't apply to this specific, like, to like the multiplayer, because you have to almost think of it as like a what if situation where you don't know the background.
Exactly.
So like technically Yamcha could win, but maybe like there's a universe where Yamcha, you know, I don't know, had some crazy shit happen where he's like actually beefed up, you know. It's
exactly.
Like it could happen. Or
use your imagination. Like, you still got one of those.
You gotta write your own story. It's multiplayer. It's to kind of keep the, you know, everybody just wants to play those characters, but it's also a really good opportunity for you to like recreate the moments that you loved so much or wish you could have had. Like, you know, in the anime, like Vegeta and Goku are always, they have such a respect for the fight that, you know, it's almost like a joke throughout the entire series that they'll play rock paper scissors to see who gets to fight first.
Yeah.
And you get those moments, and whereas like the multiplayer, you can almost like have those moments again, but you can do it in your way. You know, you can switch out with the characters. You could also have the thing that like would literally never happen, which is at the very beginning of a fight where no one has even tried yet, and just go full fusion.
Exactly.
Like in the anime, that would never happen because they have too much respect for the fight.
Exactly.
But this is just multiplayer. Just do your thing. Have fun with it. Yeah. As long as you're having fun, success. That's the way I see it.
I feel like it's not storytelling; it's story crafting.
Yeah, of course.
Kind of like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're making, and I love that. That's what games should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You give me the parameters, you give me the abilities, let me do my thing. You know?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm 100%. Yeah. The one thing I will say that is kind of it's a refreshing frustration. And what I mean by this is it's like you know, I loved the old like Dragon Ball games. I played, you know, Xenoverse 2. The one weird like side, you know, mashing one. I tried that one. It wasn't for me. That's fine. I get it. It's for a lot of people. It wasn't for
Dragon
me.
Ball Fighter Z, Me neither.
It wasn't for me, but I was like, it's fine. This one comes out. I love the style of the game. I love the way that they, you know, they approach this game.
Yes.
But what's nice is that this is not a button masher game. You can win a couple games, but if you want to be good, this is
you.
not a game where you can just start mashing the shit out of your controller and win every fight.
Thank
you have
you.
to figure
I
these
was
things out.
literally
You
having a
have to get the timing.
conversation. I was literally having a conversation with two people that don't have the game. So I don't even know why I was even in this conversation. But they were like, "Oh, you just mash buttons, you're gonna win." I'm like, "You obviously didn't play the game."
Yeah, not
Literally
anymore. You can't do
mashing
it.
buttons will make you lose in that game.
Yeah,
Like,
Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2, you could mash the shit out of anything and be perfectly fine. This one, you have to know your
what
combos.
you're doing. Yep.
You have to know, and like like you also have to, like, the game does this thing where like you know, for like PlayStation, you know, I think it's whatever the attack is, either square or X, but you can do like X X X X, and then that's the finale of your combo. But if you do that, you know, it'll kind of stun them for a second. If you then go back into the four X's immediately, it will trigger a kickback, and your
like
enemy will and it'll launch them. So that'll completely disrupt all your stuff. So if you know how to do your combos, you can just do one combo after another without causing the kickback, without causing the launch. And that's what's going to get you those damages. That's what's going to get you the launch, because it's no longer about, you know, hit them really far, rush to them, hit them again, rush to him, slam him into the ground, rush to him again, send him up to space. Like that's not the game anymore. Now
you could literally have them in the middle of the street and just brawling the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I love that it's you have to mix it up. You have to do it like a rhythm. So it's like, for me, I play PlayStation 5, so it's like square triangle, square triangle, square triangle, square triangle. But you don't have to do it in that order. It could be square triangle, square triangle, square triangle. You know what I mean? And that changes how the combo looks, and that changes how the enemy has to react to it.
Yeah. Dude, it's so nice. One of the other things that I'm really enjoying about the game is while you're playing through the campaign, or like any of like the campaign missions and stuff.
Yeah.
There is moments during the cutscenes and the dialogues and everything. You can almost go from what I like to call like the standard perspective, or the like anime perspective, what you would see as if it was on the screen.
Yeah.
But you can also switch to the first person.
I didn't know that.
One of the coolest things that I got to do was when you were with the final fight with Jiren, and like you then, like, the way you would see it in the show is, you know, the Goku and Frieza, they rush forward, and then, you know, he's like, like, throw me, and he's like, you got it, and he just launches.
And you could be in his first person perspective.
You can see the whole fight from Goku's perspective, and you see, like, you rush over, and then you like look over, you see Frieza. He says his dialogue, you come back, you launch him, and then as he's launching forward, you rush up, and then you see the impact, and you see Frieza pushing, you know, Jiren back, and then you rush in, and then you meet in the middle for the, you know, the double punch. It changes the whole way you see the fight, and it's
fire.
It brings a whole new perspective, and it's so good. Fire. Like, just that they thought of putting that into the game, like, it doesn't add or take away anything from the game. It is just a really cool thing to have.
Exactly. I think one thing they should do in the future is just have fun with it. You know what I mean? I hope there's a Sparking Zero 2 or whatever the case may be, but I hope they have fun with it. I remember Tenkaichi. I don't think you even had to hack the game.
Yeah.
But you could fuse anybody. So you could literally make anybody fuse with anybody.
The creations were nuts.
It was hilarious, bro. I hope they do that. Like, that would be so dope, bro. So freaking dope.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool even to have like you know how like Cell. One of my favorite things about like the older ones is that, like, before like, you know, new episodes or whatever of like the anime would come out, they would put a lot more emphasis on like the different stages and stuff. So like when you would fight like Cell, or actually the most famous one, when you would fight Frieza for the first time, like Frieza originally in the like anime like had like 7 forms before we got to like Frieza's actual form. And one of my favorite things to do in like the older games was to just start a fight as like a base, and then just like in my own head have
I
my own
love that.
scenario and be like, going at it and be like, oh, I got to go stronger for this one, and then hit the
Yeah, I
next
love
stage,
that.
and then you're like going at it, you're
I
fighting, and you're like, all
love
right,
it.
I got to go next stage,
And
and then you get to the end of the fight,
you
you
can
get to
feel
that
the
final
power
stage.
change. You can feel the
Yeah,
power change. Like when you transform with Frieza, he first turns big. You can feel him
yeah,
get real slow but strong.
he's
And
strong
then
as
you
shit. Yeah,
transform again and he's faster again. And he's fast. And then when you transform again, you could really feel his power. And then the
yeah,
crazy thing is the difference between like Goku and Goku Blue and Vegeta, Frieza and Golden Frieza. Because when
yeah,
you turn Golden Frieza, it's like you're still Frieza, but your moves are like faster, like way
yeah,
faster and way stronger. It's like, yo, they did their thing with that.
yeah, yeah. I would love to have just seen like just I that's just more of a personal thing. Like I would have just loved to have seen all of the transformations, just to have the like just put it in one character. Like I don't need all the like individual ones, but
Yeah,
like just give me like the
yeah,
option between like,
yeah.
Frieza as we know Frieza, and then like the original base form Frieza with all of those transformations
They
just
should have
for
been like
shits and giggles,
they should have been like a HUD, like how they did in Tenkaichi, the old one. Everybody was saying that because they give you 45 seconds to pick your characters.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be individuals. It should be Goku, and when I click Goku, it shows all his transformations and all his
Yeah.
different. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a completely different age, I understand, but they did kind of OD with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and well, and a couple of the details, I didn't personally notice it when I was playing the game, but I did see a video on it where now that I know it, I see it every time. But in the original, when Goku originally goes Super Saiyan for the very first time,
Yeah,
his hair is way, way, way less detailed. So when you
yeah.
go into Sparking Zero and you click the original, like the first time Goku ever goes
There's like no
Super Saiyan,
lines.
there's no lines, there's way less detail. It's
Yeah,
like this like ode to like the
yep.
original way.
I
And then
love that.
when you do it like later Goku, and you go into like Super Saiyan, like your first form, it's way more detailed and stuff
Yeah,
because that's how the anime is now. But like the
exactly.
original form, it's way less detail, and like the fact that they just put that in there, like I said, it doesn't
Yep,
add anything, doesn't take anything away from the game. It's still the same game, still the same character, but it's just like oh, that's a really cool detail that you put in there. Awesome.
yep. It's those little
It's sick.
things. It's those little
Yeah,
things. It's so dope. So freaking dope.
dude, it's been an amazing experience. Like I knew I was going to enjoy the game, but I have to say I am enjoying the game more than I was anticipating enjoying the game.
And
And I bought this game like first day.
I'm
Like
gonna be
I
real with
think I
you.
even pre-ordered it.
I think you're kind of like me. I don't understand why people would get that game digitally.
Yep.
Like that's a physical game. That's a go and get the physical copy, order it, whatever the case may be, because that's a game you could be playing years from now with your
Yep.
kids, you name it. But if you get it digitally and you lose your account, or PlayStation gets hacked, or you name what will happen, you don't
Yeah.
have that game anymore. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I had to get that physical. I had to.
Hell yeah. Yeah. It's like I don't know, dude. This was a pleasant surprise. Like I knew I was gonna love the game, but I'm very happy with how much I've enjoyed it more than I anticipated.
Yeah,
It was so good.
100%.
What is your if you were to rate this one? What are we giving it?
Some people might not like this, but I don't care. I rated a 10 out of 10.
Damn.
10 out of 10. I don't care. They focused on fun, and that's the thing about games. Games are supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Games aren't always supposed to be competitive, and I want to beat the other dude, etc. I have fun with that game whether I'm playing offline just as
Yeah.
much as when I'm playing online. I have fun when I'm losing just as much as when I'm winning. And then when I'm playing with my boys, oh my God, we have a blast, bro. It's a blast.
Yeah.
So how can I rate it anything less? You know what I'm saying? So it's 10 out of 10 for me for Sparking Zero.
Yeah. I mean, I'm up there with a 9.5.
What's the point five? Where the one come?
That 0.5 is completely because I'm trash and the game doesn't let me win all the time. So
That's not even fair.
No,
Nah,
honestly,
that's
I think it's
hilarious.
I think I'm like super critical on like even like my favorite games of all time, like games that I would go
Yeah,
back to generation after generation,
yeah,
like whether they remade it, remastered it, it came out again, whatever. Even those games, like 10 out of 10 to me is
yeah.
that this is a game that I can't stop playing ever. Like I can't stop
Do you
thinking
think you're
about it all
gonna
the
ever
time.
stop playing Sparking Zero until another Dragon Ball Z game comes out that beats it?
Oh, like until another game comes out, like I mean, I'll definitely be playing this one for like a while. But I also think like there's there's a point when I will burn myself out of a game
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because I will
It
like
happens.
hyper fixate on it and like it's the only thing like I want to play and stuff.
It happens.
But it's sometimes when like the character creation or not character creation, the character selection happens, and it gives you it's like, hey, create your team. Um, Sometimes it's almost overwhelming because I'm
Yeah,
like, hey, at the same time, like, yes, you are advertising that there's like a shitload of characters to choose from, but as you know, a lover of the series and of like the anime as a whole, I'm seeing like 25 characters.
yeah.
You're seeing, you know,
100
180
something. Yeah,
playable
exactly. Yep,
characters.
yep.
I'm seeing 25 characters, each character having their own variations,
Yeah,
which is cool. Um, but like sometimes when I'm trying to like create my team and I got to do fucking math
yeah, yeah. I
before the
hate that
timer
so
runs out,
much.
and I'm like, I just want to pick my stuff. So now I got to like figure out my, you know, how I'm going to do this, like which ones are like, and then I got
Yeah,
to anticipate, you know, what the, you know, my opponent's going to
yeah,
choose, because if they choose something that's going to kind of uh you know, it's going to be a lot faster and it's not going to give me the ability to either fuse or, you know, go to my next form, that's going to take away from the whole strategy of what I'm doing,
yeah,
which is fine. But it's definitely it's you have to learn it. You
yeah.
have to figure this game out.
I think that the learning curve of this game was perfect because when
Yep.
you watch Dragon Ball Z, people forget like okay, if you when you watch Dragon Ball Daima, the new one that just came out, you
Oh shit, that was what I wanted to ask you.
have I been
Sorry,
watching it?
I'll circle back. I'll circle back. What were you gonna say?
So I was watching Dragon Ball Daima a couple episodes, and you know they got turned into kids. You feel
Yep.
me? And one of the main thing that they show you is that Goku and them they don't know how to fly. They don't know how to hit. They don't know how to control their bodies. And when you go back to Dragon Ball Z, when they was trying to teach Videl, even when they was trying to teach Yamcha how to fly, they had difficulty. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like they were floating. They were like, oh shit, you know what I mean? They didn't know how to like drag and dash and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you pick up the game and you think you know it all because you've seen it all, you start learning like you really don't know what the hell you're doing. You know, how do I drag and dash?
Right.
How do I do this? How do I do that? I think that's like a kind of like an ode to the anime and a little realism when it comes to being in that Dragon Ball Z world. You're not gonna be Goku Super Saiyan 4 knowing what to do all the time, disappearing every hit. It doesn't work like that. You're gonna take some
Yeah.
blows and you gotta learn.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
I was actually going to bring up because you sparked a question that I forgot to ask earlier. So with the new or the next addition to the Dragon Ball Z universe is now out, but it's not in English or anything. So like this is the like the original format of the
Yeah.
way the anime is like, you know, was created.
Yeah.
Um, I have not continued watching yet, only because my kid wants to watch this,
Okay.
and I'm like, we tried watching the first episode together, and then it you know, it dawned on me pretty quick that she can't keep up. Like she's learning to read, so means I have to read the
Oh, okay. Got
show
you. Got you. Got you.
as we're watching it, and now I'm missing stuff because I'm focused on just reading it, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, at this point I'm just reading you a book and we just have
Exactly.
flashing pictures happening and stuff, so I'm like missing a lot of details.
That's
But
hilarious.
as we've I wanted to say that like when we started going back and we're starting to watch like the older you know, Dragon Ball Z episodes and Dragon Ball Super and stuff, um I don't know how. Maybe this is just me, or just as kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Master Roshi is a fucking perv, man.
Oh
He is
yeah.
he is wild. There
OD.
is it didn't click until I had to field the questions.
Yeah.
So like, in Super, they Bulma basically buys a yacht solely for the, like, I don't know, 15 of them.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there on the main deck, and they're all enjoying some good times and food and stuff. Well, Roshi and the pig dude, they're sitting in the back, and they're like reading dirty magazines, and they're just getting like bloody noses as they're like watching out on the beach with like binoculars. And I'm like remembering like flashbacks as a kid, and I was like, oh, ha 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 ha, Master Roshi just being a weirdo, whatever. And then my daughter at 7 years old is just like, why is his nose bleeding? And what's he reading? And I was like, not today, bud. We're not fucking getting
not today.
Nope. I was just like, he's got really, I don't know, maybe he picks his nose too much. I don't know, buddy.
There's a couple anime characters that are perverts that we don't realize because they're so cool. We're just like, whatever. For example,
Yamcha is not cool, but definitely one of them.
Kakashi Sensei.
Oh yeah,
the book he's reading.
Kakashi Sensei is a freak.
The book he's reading is literally like a hentai.
Yeah.
He's reading it like in front of kids every day. Doesn't care.
Yeah. Him and but Jiraiya is way more obvious about it. But Kakashi's like low key reading this like right in the back, like during like training sessions, like the kids are getting the shit beat out of him, and he's just like, whoa, like, yeah, dude, yeah, 100%.
Oh my god,
so good.
Oh my god, so good,
dude. We're severely over time, but I so much enjoyed this. I gotta say, number one, thank you so much for doing this episode with me. Honestly, it is a joy to do these episodes with you. It's a joy to just to talk to you, to catch your streams, to be in the Discord. Like it truly is a fantastic time, always and anywhere. Like you've got an amazing community. You've got this personality that just like lights up the the world as you create this content. You come on the podcast, and everything that I've seen you do, like, you've got such a positive attitude. I mean, it's honestly my favorite personally. And for those listening and stuff, you want to find some good like start off points. Find some videos, where like, I gotta say, honestly, you and Junior, the shit that you two get into is hands down some of my favorite shit.
Hilarious,
because it is,
bro.
there is a level of friendship where you can shit talk each other and know that at the end of the day,
yes,
you're still like best friends. Like,
exactly.
there is a level, and just to be there when you two like go at it is the funniest shit. Dude, Chained Together was fucking hilarious.
Yo, hilarious.
Like the amount of times that shit will just go wrong, and then it'll just be like silent for like a minute, and then you just be like, fucking Junior, and it's like
when he starts speaking Spanish out of nowhere.
Oh my god,
hilarious.
It's so good. It's so funny.
We definitely have great chemistry. Thank you so much. And
100%.
I can't wait for people to see us like in real life, because that's how we actually act in real life. Like, it's not a game or a character or nothing. That's literally how me and him really interact on the day to day.
It's so good. It's gold.
Fucking hilarious. And I was gonna say, I do really love this podcast thing. That's why take the time to do it. I hope that we keep doing it. I hope me and you get like 10 episodes together at least. And I hope that one day me and you could be in the same room, like a table, and
hell yeah,
like a professional setting. That's the goal. And we're talking about video games, man. Let's do it.
Listen, I'll tell you what, one of my big goals, and I'll say it here, I say it on the stream, one of my big goals with all of this and just in life and everything is I want the honor or just the opportunity I want to have a panel, and I want to do this like live, and like, dude, I've got these goals and stuff, but like I've already got like the people that I want to have on that panel. And like, dude, like you, honestly, like at this point, you, Noah, and myself, and maybe one other person, like if I can, convince Control Alt Quinn to, set up with us. But like, I've like, it's funny because like I've never even been presented with the opportunity, but I'm like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna talk about. I know the people I want on the panel. Like I'm ready. I'm like set.
Yeah.
Just give me the opportunity. Put me in, coach.
Yep.
Like I'm ready.
Yep.
But like, yeah, dude, it's.
I can see it happening, and I want you to know you got my full support. Anything that I could do to help bring that to life, you let me know, bro. For real, like seriously.
Hey, I appreciate it. My Cash App's down, but no, I'm just kidding. Dude. So, why don't you take this? Here at the end of the episode, you know how it is. I always leave the floor, completely wide open.
Yeah.
I have all of your links from the last time we've had you. If you're checking this episode out and you have no idea, who I am talking to today, please, you need to go back a couple episodes and check that episode out, because it truly is like this one. We talked about video games, but the last one we went full background, and it was the best. So, like where can we find you? What you doing?
So if you want to find me on all platforms, it's JugensLagz, JugensLagz. I stream for 10 hours every Saturday. That's when you will really find me on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. 10 hours nonstop. Sometimes I take little breaks. Other than that, if you want to look me up on Instagram, it's my full name. So you can look up JugensLagz. I have a page for my streaming, but I also have actual Instagram personal is Laguerre Jugens, LaGurrerJugens. You'll see everything about me, my life, the art I work on, the video games, all of that good stuff. I am working on a lot of dope things. I'm working on obviously art. I'm working on taking my streaming to the next level. So I'm actually like on a subathon right now where I'm trying to get as much subscribers as possible. Really trying to take this thing seriously. I just hit 1,000 followers. So now I'm trying to get more brand deals, talking to businesses and brands and see if they want me to promote their brands. So if you got any brands or businesses you'd like me to promote to my people, they love to support anything that I tell them to support. So definitely send it my way and I'll put it on my stream. I think on my Be Right Back screen or something like that, I'm going to start putting businesses kind of like a billboard, like an ad, you know what I mean? Like ad space and stuff like that. Other than that, just watch out. A lot of dope things are coming out. I can't talk about everything because I want some things to be a surprise, but there's a lot for you, the community, when it comes to me, whether it's art, whether it's merchandise. I have a website. You can buy shirts from there. If you want me to make a custom shirt for you, I don't mind doing that neither, even with my logo on it. I'm actually making a hoodie and a shirt that has my logo, but all my supporters on it. So I'm either going to put it the back or the front. All the names of my supporters, which I think is amazing. I would love to rock the names of the people that show me love and are the reason why I keep doing this. You know what I mean? I hope, and this is just between me and you, whoever hears this, I think this would be great. I went to college for theater, for acting. So I hope around like 2025, 2026, I'm going to start doing auditions again, try to get into something, maybe like a movie or a show or you name it, a short film, you name it. But 2026, 2027 is when I want to start traveling the world. So I want to start traveling to different places, but I'm also going to bring the streaming stuff with me. So that's when I'm going to start doing more IRL streams. I'm probably going to have my own apartment by then. So I'm going to be doing 24-hour streams to start doing things that really help the community dive into my life. And, you have confidence that you're supporting somebody that's actually doing cool things out there. So, yep, that's dude, basically
that's sick. I love that, dude.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Honestly, I hope all that really works out. I think it would be honestly like super sick. Just like one day, a show pops up, or like a commercial, or a movie or something, and then you pop up. Now, I do feel pretty confident that I feel like I would know before I would just accidentally stumble upon it and be like, because I'd probably hit you up and be like, bro, how the fuck you got like 6 Netflix deals over here and you fucking over here just doing my stupid podcast? Like, what's going on over here?
I'm weak.
hit those ratings though, it'd be like, can you believe it? We got this actor right here.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. And I'll still jump on your podcast. I don't care. I'm supporting everybody that supports me before I'm big.
Hell yeah,
I don't
dude.
care, man. I'm coming right to you. Other than that, there was something else I was gonna say. When it comes to streaming, one of the things I'm gonna do to take my streaming to the next level is I'm not only gonna be streaming video games, I'm gonna be streaming my paintings. So eventually I'm gonna stream while I'm drawing. So you'll see my painting process, all that good stuff. Because eventually I want an art studio and I want to be able to stream the whole studio, all my equipment, me doing my thing. And I'm also a personal trainer, so I want to eventually stream my trainings because I'm really about health right now. I'm starting to love life, just like I'm loving what I'm doing right now. So I know eventually I'm going to ask for more time. So right now I'm fighting for that more time. I go to the gym, I eat healthy, but I want to show people how to do that too, and that it's not impossible. These big companies and stuff want us to think it's more expensive to eat healthy, but I'm gonna tell you right now, as somebody who's frugal, it is not more expensive to eat healthy. It's actually cheaper to eat healthy if you know what you're doing. And in the long run, it's cheaper because you're talking about hospital bills, etc. So I know a lot of people sit down, they play games. It's not really that healthy to do that. So when you're not doing that, you should do something healthy to counteract that. So that's what I'm all about too, health.
Yeah, I'm not I mean those who definitely know, I'm not like the fucking epitome of health over here, but it's like I've definitely learned in like the last like year that like I mean I was I did like I was a gym rat for like a while, like maybe like I don't know, like maybe 2 years, like solid, like in the gym all the time, like doing my thing, trying to like get myself better, but then I will say like the last like year, I've kind of noticed that it's not the amount of food that we consume these days. It's what we're consuming. And so last year, I converted a section of my backyard into a garden, and where we will grow like our own, vegetables and stuff. And that cuts down a lot on like the cost of like, trying to get those things. But I can also like, there's points where like times of the year I could just walk outside and I can just have shit for my food. Like I can go to the store and buy like a pack of meat, but the rest of the meal is in the backyard. You know what I mean? And so like I've also noticed that like I'm on my own weight loss journey right now, and I'm not afraid to say it. Like now, like I'm actually down from when I started this podcast, episode 1 to this episode. I'm now down like 35 or 40 pounds.
Wow.
And I wish I could say it's like, because I'm out there and I'm running every day, or I'm doing no. I just stopped eating like an asshole. Like it's like now I don't eat as much. It's gotten to the point actually now where I'm still struggling just to figure out portions, because like I'll be like, this is enough, and then I'll eat it and I'll be like, man, I can't finish this. I'm full, man. Like I can't do it. And I've kind of like, I've lowered my portions. I feel better, and water, dude. A lot of people will like be like, oh, that's pretty obvious, but like you live your day-to-day like life and stuff, and the options that we have and stuff, like drinking water is actually kind of not something that we do much anymore. So I carry this thing around all day, every day, and I am constantly refilling this thing. Like I've probably had more water like this past year than I've had in my life. Like it's ridiculous.
And for the viewers out there, if you want to grow a long, luscious beard like him, that's water. If you want beautiful hair like this and beautiful skin like this, that's water. Okay?
Yeah.
Water
it only gets like this. Only gets like this because nobody taught you how to shave. What's up? No, I'm just kidding.
Boy look like Kratos.
Yeah, your boy's sitting over here because he's afraid of what it looks like under it, so I don't get rid of it.
I'm weak.
My biggest fear in life is that one day I'll just be like, yeah, cut it off, and then it's like, oh my god, what is that?
Like, who are you? What the hell?
I'm afraid that I've got like a double chin in there that I haven't known for like years. Like,
my god,
it's not.
That's hilarious.
Living your life in fear.
Yeah,
I get it.
But I think that we should do a podcast like once a month, if not every other month.
Hell yeah, dude.
With that, I'm comfortable with that. I don't even care if we have amazing topics. This isn't our magnum opus yet. So if we do these small podcasts talking shit about whatever, we'll get through the mistakes, the technical difficulties.
Absolutely.
When we get big and we do our magnum opus, we're gonna be past all the mistakes already. So I'm for it, bro. You know, you got me on call, text, you name it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always, honestly, it's always a pleasure to have you on the podcast. It's always a pleasure. I mean, like, the podcast isn't even the only time I ever talk to you. Like, I talk to you on stream. I talk to you just on our own free time. I talk to you, you know, doing this stuff. It's like, you're a super fun person to talk to, and anyone listening, seriously, like, do yourself a favor, go check them out. It truly is, like, it's a great time. It really is. You're either going to see some amazing gameplay, or you're just going to see some absolute shit talking between Junior and Jugens. It's so fun. Literally, it really is. It's truly super fun.
I'm glad that you said the amazing gameplay, because I'm a good gamer. People be sleeping on me, but I'm a good gamer.
No, you really are. No, it's actually, you're actually a really good gamer, and it's kind of frustrating. It's like the one thing about you that pisses me off, because then you'll just be like, we'll be playing the same fucking game, and I'll be like, man, day 3 on this boss, and you're like, fucking beat him yesterday this morning while I was eating breakfast. And
you should have
seen
cool,
me. Thanks.
You should have seen me on Sparking Zero, because Junior and them got it a week earlier, right? The first day I played him, Junior was smoking me. Like No. Actually, no. The first day I played, I'm lying. I smoked him. He didn't even beat one character. We had 5 characters each. He didn't beat one character. He was like, "How are you this good already?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm a good gamer." Then the same thing with Black Ops. Black Ops just came out. He had it for like a week and some change. I just got it yesterday, 2 days ago. I already got a gold gun. I'm already higher level than him. He's like, "How?
Fuck, what?
Yeah,
son of a."
So somebody, I think my mom is knocking at my door, so I have to go, brother. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, dude, you're good. We're severely over time anyway, so it is all good.
Thank you so much,
anyone,
man.
Please, I'm gonna put all the links at the bottom of the description here. You know where to find me. I'm everywhere. So as always, please go outside, look up at the sky, feel the sun on your face, hug a tree, high five a squirrel, and
wash your ass.
Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.
Peace.